line, and they are boys, and they are also very fast asleep. So I think our Birminghams have walked a long way probably during the night and have decided now is time just to absolutely pass out and have a really good nap here. It's perfect conditions just to lie right out in the open. I'd be very surprised if they move from here. I don't think they're going to go too far today. I think they're going to sit exactly where they are and probably sleep, which bodes well for this afternoon. It means we'll have the two Birminghams with us. So there's Tinyo completely sleeping now, and his face really is battle scarred, and it is amazing to kind of see the look that he has these days. He's quite a hardcore looking lion, if you ask me. Like I said, when he's got this dark face, his light eyes, they're very piercing and almost a little bit eerie when you look at him. So not the prettiest of the Birminghams by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely has the hardcore value, so he gets extra points for that in his sort of look. And Nsuku is just also fast asleep as well. Both of them are completely kind of mirror image of each other. You can see they're not really doing very much at all. But I think Nsuku must have an injury on his front right paw. If you have a look, what he's doing is he sits there and his paw hardly is touching the ground, and he keeps lifting it and kind of resetting it. And yesterday I was watching him when he was lying down last evening when we were during the school drive, and he kept lifting that front paw and kind of gingerly putting it. You see how there gets a little bit of weight, and then he almost as though he lifts it back up again. He's not kind of putting much on that paw and not much weight on it itself. So I think maybe there's a little bit ginger as well on his front paw too. So it's a tough life for the males out here. We've got Tingana with a little limp at the moment, and we've got now one of our Birminghams, I think, has also probably got a limp. But it wouldn't be a male lion or a male leopard if they didn't have some sort of a scrap every now and then just to kind of keep things going. And I know that these guys have been all over and into the far-flung reaches of the Sabi Sands, down to Londolozi Camp, and even up down to sort of Mala Mala side as well. And so they've had a few run-ins with new lionesses and even with some other males, and so I suppose injuries like this are common. He looks fine though, he's in good health. I mean, he managed to kill a buffalo. It also could have been during that buffalo kill, maybe he just kind of slightly twisted it or something like that, and there's a little bit of a owie on his front right paw at the moment. But he is absolutely beautiful. The mane that he's got, it almost looks as though he's been to a hairdresser and they've straightened and permed his hair so that he can have this kind of big fluffy mane. Him and Nena get these very tall, very fluffy, puffy kind of manes. Tinyo and Fumo don't quite have that same look about them. They have a much shorter kind of mane. Even though Tinyo is very dark on his mane, it's much shorter. It's not as puffy. He gets a lot more hair, it looks like, on his chest area, not so much around his actual face and on top of his head. But either way, they're all looking really, really good at the moment and really are kind of impressive males. And I'm impressed at how they've stuck in this area and how successful they've been in terms of keeping this safe so far. So it's been good for the lion population in this area to have these two around and to have them kind of sticking in this area and keeping all those cubs safe. So it's good kind of omen, and hopefully they'll continue to carry on protecting our sort of section. Now, because they're very, very sleepy, I've had some insider info that there are some spotted cats also around. I believe there was a brief sighting of Tingana or Hosana, one of the two of them, on Chitwa. I believe Mvula has been found as well. I don't know if we'll even get visual of him because it's on the kind of cut lines, and apparently he's just inside the block and it's very difficult to see where he is, but he does have a kill, so that's a good thing for this afternoon as well. But probably the most interesting one is that there was a report of Tundi heading towards the den, so I want to go and have a little look quickly while these two are fast asleep. We're not going to get much out of them, so it was worth trying to go and just quickly check the den and see if maybe we can get a little cub overload of cuteness this morning and see how that goes. So that's going to, I think, be the plan. Let's try and head off and leave these two sleepy boys to themselves. Like I say, this afternoon we can come back and they'll be out and about hopefully and be a little bit more awake and maybe even give us a bit of an audio show this evening.